We're talking Moon Man. We're talking Moon Men. Moon Man number 9 coming at you right this very second. We've got a lot of Moon Men already. 8. This will be number 9. You guys know what time it is. File on in. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What's up, everybody? Your boy Spitty's about to drop Moon Man. If you don't know what a Moon Man is, it's basically our breakout list, our individuals that we've chosen to live outside of planet Earth, breaching the atmosphere as we speak, ready to head toward either the moon, Mars, or other planet. And your boy Smitty is going to drop Moon Man number 9 this very second. You ready? File on in. I'm going to let people get in real quick before we drop Moon Man number 9. Phone lines will be open in a little bit. We'll discuss a lot of the things we talked about earlier today if you want to. Nathaniel Hackett is now the OC in New York, the New York Football Jets, bringing him in. Very, very much a disappointing signing, but we do believe there's some good maybe laced in the news, in that Aaron Rodgers might be headed to New York, where I don't think we have a problem with Hackett being the OC if Aaron Rodgers is calling the shots. So very different situation than him being a head coach. I want to make that abundantly clear. But definitely something that made my jaw drop when I saw it. I was definitely upset. I let out a bunch of expletives. I was not very happy at the moment. When I digested it, I started to think about it. It's all about Aaron Rodgers. So we'll talk about that and more. Moon Man number 9. This is fitting the bill, par for the course for a lot that we've got already on the Moon Man list. This is our last rookie running back. Yeah, there are 4 rookie running backs on the Moon Man list, and that's okay. You know why? Because rookie running backs, if you know the right rookie running backs, if you choose the correct rookie running backs, they can win you leagues, especially when people doubt them, and you can get them in like the 5th, 6th, 7th round. This guy right here fits the bill for being the 2023 version of Kenneth Walker. Okay? The 2023 version of Kenneth Walker. And when I say that, I mean Breece Hall, Charbonnet. Those are like, we all knew Breece Hall was going to be good, right? He went in round 3. People laughed at us when we took him in round 3. This running back is very, 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 very much in line with the late ADP. Most of you might not even really, dig into the rookies till later, so a lot of people won't know who this guy is in some cases, but this is the Kenneth Walker of this draft class. This is the guy that I hope we steal away until he makes a name for himself and starts making a splash, and then people are going to get on board pretty quickly. This is Moon Man number 3, and his name is none other than rookie running back, Syracuse Orange, Sean Tucker.
Let's go, mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Sean Tucker, rookie running back. Some of you might not know who this guy is yet, and that's okay. Some of you might know who he is. Some of you might be excited about him. We've already got Charbonnet. We've already got Bijan. We've got a list of Moon Men that are 4 deep at the rookie position. Here we go.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Look at that. Look at those Moon Men. Look at them.
Space Monsters.
Okay, so Bijan Robinson, rookie. And I probably should put Tucker in blue because we got kind of a rookie theme going on, don't we? So let me change Tucker. I put him in Syracuse Orange, just to give him his school colors. But let's go ahead and put him in blue to keep the theme going. So Sean Tucker is an absolute monster. Moon Man, 4 rookie Moon Men. Sean Tucker in 2021 had 1496 on the ground, 12 TDs. 2022, 10, 60, 11 TDs, but he pulled in, where's that stat? 2022 receiving numbers are as follows: 36 for 254 and 2 TDs. Enough to know that he can learn the passing game at the NFL level with ease. He's got to work on pass protection, but what rookie doesn't need to work on pass protection? He's got to work on patience. Probably his two weaknesses: pass protection, like a guarantee to be pass protecting early. That's a lot of rookies, negatives. And that's pretty much it. He's a track star. He's a 55, 100 and 200 meter champion. He's got the track speed that usually you don't see in the full package player, right? When you see track speed, you usually get to the combine, somebody blows away everybody. A lot of times it's a receiver, blows away everybody with this fast speed, and then you start valuing the player a little bit more than you should because they're fast. This is a player that has the track speed, and we know he's absolutely amazing before his combine, before people start taking notice when he runs his 40 and he blazes past everybody and everybody starts knowing his name. We'll already know that we like him. We'll already know that he is on our radar for being the next Kenneth Walker. He is only 5'10", about 205, but he's built like a truck. I like to call him Tucker the Trucker, and I think that should be his nickname going forward. Tucker the Trucker. Are we in agreement there? Tucker the Trucker. Let's give a round of applause. First of all, let's look at the Moon Man one more time.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
Tucker the Trucker. This guy will truck through you.
Space Monsters.
And bulldoze you over. This is kind of like I hate to say this because I don't want people to get scared off. He reminds me of the CEH that we wanted, the bigger version of CEH that could translate, because CEH was just a little too small. I still like CEH a lot, but he's not going to. I mean, if he went to Cincinnati to play with Joe Burrow, I kind of am very, very hopeful that some kind of trade happens downstream a little bit, and Joe Burrow just says, give me CEH, and we see CEH go over to Cincinnati, and kind of Joe Burrow would put him under his wing and turn him into something special. But the reason I bring up CEH is he's not translating in the NFL environment. Why? I mean, he played really good at the beginning of the year. He caught touchdowns. We thought what we're seeing out of McKinnon, like right now, we would have saw out of Clyde because he was pulling in touchdowns. We were kind of excited about what Clyde could be in that KC offense with Tyreek Hill gone. He started to be very, very good. This guy reminds me so much of a bigger, faster, stronger version of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's a great thing because there's a lot of good qualities in Clyde that weren't able to translate due to size or due to a belief in the guy from his current team right now in Kansas City, which is strange because they wanted him. They went after him. Veach wanted him very, very badly at the top level of Kansas City and said, go get him, go get this guy. And then they didn't really use him like they should. Tucker, I could see him going to KC too, but Tucker in Arizona, Tucker in a lot of places. It reminds me of Breaking Bad. Tucker! You guys know what I'm talking about? Breaking Bad. We got to get a clip like that. Whenever we got to have a scene with screaming and yelling, like in the Breaking Bad scene. Where that guy, remember when Jesse goes and digs in the front yard and the guy's screaming and yelling for his brother Tucker or something? But Tucker the Trucker is going to truck over people on the regular. This guy is amazing in open space. This guy's got unbelievable vision. He's strong. He's got track speed, not track quickness, or he's kind of like a track star. He's a champion, a 55, 100, 200 meter champion. He's a monster, and he's built like a truck. And he bulldozes over people. He's got low center of gravity, great balance, amazing balance. If I had to, I probably need to put that up because that's probably the most important word or buzzword for him would be balance. Tremendous low center of gravity and balance. His balance is unmatched. So I'm real excited about this one. He's better than Dameon Pierce. He's better than Dameon Pierce. This is a better version of Dameon Pierce. Really is. I like Dameon Pierce a lot, but this is the guy. And I know that it's easy to say, oh, rookies are easy to predict, like in terms of being breakouts, right? But there are so many rookies. There's Bigsby. There's, Corum went back to college, but there were so many. I wish Corum didn't go back to college because I doubt him at the NFL level, and I would have loved for him to come in and muddy up the rankings so that we wouldn't have Tucker stand out as much. But at the same time, if like a Corum was in the draft class and teams were confused about what running back to pick, maybe Tucker falls in a very bad spot. So it could be a blessing in disguise that the draft class got thinned out a little bit by Corum going back to college. But Tucker, to me, is the third, fourth ranked rookie running back in my eyes. Charbonnet and Tucker, I love. Like when I was going to drop Charbonnet,
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
when I was going to drop Charbonnet, I almost dropped Tucker first. And
Space Monsters.
I just decided that Charbonnet, because he's truly capable of being the top rookie in the running back draft class, like he really is. Charbonnet's that good. I went with Charbonnet first. Not that there's an order to it really, but I wanted to make sure that I was out there first. A lot of these that I'm dropping because I want you to have the information before buzz starts to really kick in. This guy reminds me of Ray Rice meets Thurman Thomas meets Charlie Garner. You know, like just a bunch of different running backs from the past. There aren't a lot of running backs in the NFL that have his like style. It just reminds me of a little bit of Nick Chubb, a little bit of mini Chubb, like a mini Chubb. There's a mini one. He's a medium-sized Chubb. But I really like this kid. And if NFL teams see him, here's the good part about Tucker, is that Tucker. I love that Breaking Bad scene. Here, somebody, if you're curious what I'm talking about, you'll really enjoy it. You'll really enjoy knowing he's 5'10", about 205. Hopefully he weighs in at 210, Travis, when he gets to the combine and bulks up a little bit. He can afford to lose a little bit of speed because he's the fastest guy out there. Like, it doesn't matter. He's a track star. So if he bulks up to 210, fine. That's fine with me. But if you're curious, and you will be grateful to know the inside joke of the Tucker, YouTube Tucker Breaking Bad scene. And it's amazing. This reminds me, whenever I say his name, Tucker, the only thing I think of is Breaking Bad and digging a hole in the front yard and a guy just totally zapped out of his mind yelling Tucker, looking for his brother when his brother, I don't even know if his brother's around or what's, he guy's a total insaneville when he's yelling this guy's name Tucker over and over and over. But Tucker the Trucker is gonna be a household name in our community. I'm super amped about this bold prediction. And again, I know it's easy to say rookies, right?
The Moon Men,
But
dropping loads in outer space.
I think it's important to note that there are so many rookie running backs, from Bigsby.
Space Monsters.
There's just so many other running backs we're leaving out that it is critical to pick the right ones. And it's not like we're throwing everyone up on the board. I hand selected 4 rookie running backs. One, of course, Bijan. The second, Gibbs. Most people are going to have in their first and second. But I think Charbonnet and Tucker are going to be outside of most people's top 4 right now. Charbonnet is going to become everybody's darling in the coming weeks and months, and it's going to be a shame because we know it early on, right? But he'll become everybody's darling, this guy Charbonnet, who we absolutely love. And Charbonnet,
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
pop it open, spray it around, Charbonnet all over. This guy's going to become a household name beyond household names, and it's going to be a little frustrating for us. You know, it will be frustrating for us because we're going to see his value climb, and in redraft, we won't be able to take as much advantage as we could right now in a dynasty format, knowing what we know about this guy Charbonnet, watching the film on this guy Charbonnet, watching Charbonnet look like Nick Chubb meets Derrick Henry and then you mix in some other player that we can't even comprehend, because nobody can tackle this guy. Nobody can tackle this guy. You cannot tackle Zach Charbonnet out of UCLA with more than two defensive players slowing him down and then two more corralling him. Watch footage on this guy. And you'll be absolutely blown away. I know it's not about Charbonnet, but I just wanted to say that Charbonnet and Tucker are the two rookie running backs that I think are outside of most people's top 4, top 5 rookie running backs. We're nailing it. We're calling it early. Everybody's going to jump on board. You're going to be upset. I'm going to be upset. We're going to watch his redraft value climb and climb and climb. Hopefully we can still steal him away. If he lands somewhere like in Arizona with Connor, like then people are going to doubt him, right? Oh, he's got to unseat James Conner, who most likely will get hurt at some point, and then Tucker will come in and Tucker will be a trucker. A lot of places he could land. I mean, in the second round, coming back around after the first round's over, maybe Philly, Buffalo, one of these really amazing teams that needs an RB could get him and have a player have the best landing spot out of all the rookie running backs. Charbonnet as well. Charbonnet or Tucker could end up with, maybe we get lucky and lands in the best spot of them all. And then what do you do with Tucker if he's in Philly? And you start thinking, man, maybe he's the number 2 pick. And it just depends. Charbonnet in Philly, Tucker in Philly, Gibbs in Philly. It could definitely shake up where we rank these rookies, in a rookie mock draft or even in redraft, like tremendously shape where they're going to go. Charbonnet, you guys like that? One more Charbonnet? You got one more. Let's crack open one more bottle of the bubbly.
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
All right. What else we got? Phone lines? Let's open it up.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I love your boy Rick thinks you're getting an RB. You got Christian McCaffrey. Why are you getting greedy, your boy Rick? Why are you getting greedy? You don't need an RB. You've got Mitchell and McCaffrey. You want another top 10 pick, and you're really offensive minded, your boy Rick. I love it though. Your boy Rick wants a top 10 pick for Trey Lance. He wants the Niners to draft Bijan or Charbonnet to complement McCaffrey. Your boy Rick's getting greedy. You're getting real greedy. I was asking Smitty about Tucker. Yeah, that's why I said in the comment, bro, just hang tight. You'll be happy. You'll be happy in a minute. I didn't want to answer the question yet. And I don't want to tell you which one. I don't want it to be a surprise. But you're definitely gonna love all the potential Tucker conversations we're gonna have. Tucker! Jordan Mason is a beast too. Yeah, what your boy Rick, what are you doing? We can still use McCaffrey in the slot. You're not getting Bijan, my guy. Logan says, love Tucker, dude's real home run speed. He's a track star. He's a 55, 100, and 200 meter champion. And so, if he gains a little weight and gets on the gets into the 210 range, because right now he's about 5'10", 205. Let's hope it actually measures at least at that number. Because 205 is fine. You don't want him in the 190s. But like 205 to 210 would be perfect. It would be ideal. You're talking about just nearly missing the ideal frame for an NFL running back. And while he looks a little on the smaller side at times, he's built like a refrigerator. And so maybe his shortness shouldn't make you, him being short shouldn't make you think he's small, because he's not. He's a truck. I wouldn't give him the nickname Tucker the Trucker if I thought he was small on any level. He's compact, but he's a beefy dude that literally is going to bulldoze over people like a truck. So his name is super fitting. Hopefully he gets into a place where he can learn pass protection quick. He catching 35 balls as a junior is pretty solid. That gives you 36 balls for 254 and 2 TDs. That gives you all the assurance you need that he could translate as a very good PPR back. There's no concerns there. Pass protection, every rookie running back's got to learn pass protection. So that doesn't concern me, and you'll often see people use that as a negative, a weakness of his pass protection. What rookie running back doesn't need to learn pass protection? Not to mention, learning pass protection, everything's got to be learned from the ground up in your system anyway. Like you got to learn pass protection in your system. Even if you have good pass protection skills, every system's different, and I'm not too worried about it. So very, very, very excited. More rookie content to come. I know some of you guys are throwing out other names. Zach Evans, some of you are throwing out other names. And I'm not saying those guys aren't good or in the right spot, couldn't climb up into like the 4 or 5 spot or something like that. Certainly open-minded about landing spots changing the rookie running back landscape. But for the most part, I'm pretty sold early on Tucker, Charbonnet being 3 and 4. I'm pretty I'm almost guaranteeing that Gibbs and Bijan get drafted high enough. Gibbs maybe in the mid to mid-late first round, and Bijan in the top 12, that they're not going to a very cloudy situation. Teams wouldn't waste that kind of draft capital on a player they don't fully need. How do you feel about Zach Evans? I don't like Zach Evans as much as everybody else. I think people are gonna do us a favor by ranking Zach Evans ahead of Tucker and over Charbonnet. You'll see a lot of people like Zach Evans over Charbonnet. A lot of people liked Corum over Charbonnet, and that's one reason I wanted Corum to stay in the draft class. But again, like I said, blessing in disguise maybe. You don't want NFL teams, we want fantasy owners confused as to who's the top rookie so we can get better value on Tucker and Charbonnet and those guys later. But at the same time, you don't want NFL teams confused and then Tucker or Charbonnet land in a very bad spot because teams think that Corum's an elite running back. The tight end whisperer, will there be a tight end moon man, says East Coast Tatty. I think so. Wild that people still say Walker can't catch passes. I know. And you know, we went over that. Like, not saying this is a bad topic. I'm just saying we went over that in the offseason. That he proved he had hands. That's all he had to prove in my mind, because every other facet of his game is conducive to a good pass catching back. It mirrors the skill sets you want of all the other good pass catchers. His vision, his ability in open space, shed tacklers one after the other, switch directions, stop start, jump cuts, jump cutting in either direction. He's able to go left or right. He doesn't just do the same thing over and over. Like, everything was the writing was on the wall that Kenneth Walker was going to be a great pass catching back at the NFL level. It's so ridiculous that people don't look through and read between the lines. But Tucker is definitely capable of being a 50-60 reception type of back at the NFL level. If you put this guy in Buffalo, you put this guy in Philly, you put him in a place like, let's take a look at I'm not saying he's going in the top 10 or 12 or anything like that. Let's just look at the NFL draft, though, so we can just look at some teams. Obviously, the Dolphins aren't picking in this one, but like, if he fell to the Dolphins later on, I forget where the Dolphins' second round pick is off the top of my head, but just looking at the list of NFL teams, it would be very, very intriguing to see him fall to the second round to an Eagles, landing spot, or potentially to the Cardinals later on in the draft. He's not going in the first round, but I'm just saying, looking at these squads and saying like, oh, the Bears ended up in the second or third round drafting Tucker. Tucker very much could be a second round pick. So it will be interesting. I need to make a second round board too, because we need to talk and discuss second round stuff all the time, and it would do us a service to have that on here. But just looking at teams, like Philly, in the second round, I would love that. I think Philly's got a second round pick. Dallas, 27. It's possible. It depends. You guys got to remember that he's a no-name guy to people right now. But if he goes out there and blows away the 40 time, and people start talking about him, Tucker could climb from early to mid second round into 27 and go to the Dallas Cowboys. Buffalo at 28. Gibbs will probably be the guy going at 27 or 28 if I had to guess. I don't think Gibbs is going to go, any higher than maybe Tampa Bay. I don't think Baltimore's going to take him. Minnesota's not going to take him. Jacksonville's not going to take him. The Giants could take him if Barkley, goes elsewhere. Gibbs in New York. I could see Gibbs in New York. I could see Charbonnet in New York. I could see maybe Charbonnet and Tucker don't get drafted by New York in the first round, but New York could come back around and grab Charbonnet or Tucker. They could grab Gibbs at 26. Dallas could grab Gibbs at 27, or later on try and scoop back around and swing back around and get Tucker or Charbonnet. Kansas City could grab a RB, especially if they lose and they feel like they, need that part of their arsenal. Or I could see them going after a wide receiver though. Denver, who knows what they do? Who knows? Now I wish Hackett wasn't fired. Every time I see Denver, I just think, we wished him to get fired, and now he went and destroyed our top 5 running back breakout, Javonte, or helped make that just uncomfortable and just make it a disastrous situation. And now he goes over to our number 1 running back, Breece Hall. Again, for anybody that missed that part of the show earlier today or the part at the beginning of the show today, I think right now we just need to relax and hope that this is a sign that Aaron Rodgers is headed to the New York Jets, which he very well could be. I very much think he could be headed to the New York Football Jets now that we know that Hackett is the offensive coordinator in New York, which is uncomfortable to say. It's uncomfortable to say, but it is what it is. Who's my comp for Tucker? As I said earlier, it's like a combination of Ray Rice meets Thurman Thomas from back in the day to Charlie Gardner. A little bit of... he's got so much wiggle, though. It's hard to say he's like a Nick Chubb, but like a smaller Nick Chubb. But he's got a lot of wiggle, a lot of Ray Rice wiggle, Yeah, his nickname here is Tucker the Trucker. We might come up with a better nickname, but I think that's going to be it because he trucks over people. Good as the Bears fan, I'm glad to see him go. Who? Monty? Algier is in a great spot. He is. Hopefully they don't draft an RB. They certainly could. They certainly could. What I think happens in this running back free agency, I think that these rookies are so strong and there's not a lot of landing spots. I very much could see these running backs like Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard. I could see these guys, all 3 of them, going out and thinking they're going to get a much better landing spot get a much better offer to change landing spots, and they're gonna 1 or 2 of them are gonna come back home. I just think that Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, Monty, they're gonna get out there. Yeah, MJD's a good comparable to Tucker, but they're gonna get out there and they're gonna be like, like Melvin Gordon in a way. Like Melvin Gordon was not the same running back as those 3 guys, but I'm just saying he left thinking he's going to get a payday and he didn't. So there's so many rookie running backs and so few landing spots. I just don't know how running back free agency is going to go. Who wants to pay an RB when you can just replace him with a Tucker or Charbonnet? Who wants to pay a Josh Jacobs? Or he'll probably be the most likely to land the deal, but who wants to pay Tony Pollard, even though we love him, when you can just grab a Tucker for free, practically. Ron Navy, what's up, man? You're live.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up, pal?
Oh, what a day.
Yep.
I'm full of hives from head to toe.
You're what?
From allergic reaction from something.
Allergic reaction.
I got hives from head to toe.
Maybe you got hives because...
From my...
I think you got hives because of the Hackett signing. The Jets bringing Hackett in as the OC.
No, that's a good... Yeah, oh my God, my face is like it feels like it got sunburn on it, and a back and everything. It's just, I had allergic reaction to the heart catheter procedure today. They gave me something that I've never had before. So, but I went to the ER and they gave me some like Benadryl stuff and then steroids, but I can't start the steroids until tomorrow, and then some Pepsid, but hasn't really knocked it down much. The Benadryl hasn't knocked it down much yet.
Well, prayers up.
Anyway,
prayers up for Ron Navy. We'll send you to the moon.
To the moon.
There, you can get better on the moon.
What do you think about if Arizona hired for a head coach like a Dan Quinn?
Yeah, I mean it's not bad, not bad. I think Dan Quinn's okay. I think the fact that we already hired a GM, I don't see Sean Payton wanting to create and from the ground floor his setup here, unless he loves the GM. I don't know. That could be a scenario, but I feel like Sean Payton's kind of out as far as a Cardinal coach option. But I would say that the DeMeco Ryans with the right OC would be something I would be interested in. As long as the OC, they bring in the right OC and you know he has a lot of power and he's the right man for the job, then DeMeco Ryans can turn the defense around. That might be the right combination the Cardinals need. Because I feel like if we had a really good defense and DeMeco Ryans knows what he's doing, that would be great. You know, let an offensive coordinator call the shots. We don't need the head coach to be that. We need like that. I feel like that's a great recipe as long as the head coach is perfect or the offensive coordinator is a perfect fit. You know, if you can pick the right guy, then why not take the defensive-minded guy? You know, especially when the Cardinals could draft Bijan Robinson. They could turn into a ground and pound team and then have an amazing defense. And that might just be what we need to do with Kyler. Kyler's not a gunslinging quarterback. We need to start grounding and pounding. We need to bring in a running back and change the offense up a little bit. He's like a Fields, you know, like he's good, but he needs to be enabled. And I feel like Fields will never be like a 400-yard guy. You know, like I said at the beginning of the year, I felt like Jalen Hurts was one of the most capable quarterbacks in the National Football League to have those 400-yard games. You know, I think he's such a good passer. Fields is like, I would say Jalen Hurts is as good a runner as Fields, to be honest, but Fields is like a little bit more thought of as the amazing runner like Lamar, and then he can pass when he needs to. I'm not saying he won't develop, but I feel like Kyler is kind of in that vein, and you need to start enabling the run game and the defense in order to get the most out of Kyler. Otherwise, Kyler's going to fail you. He can't shoulder everything. He's too short. He's too much of a crybaby when things don't go his way. He needs some of the pressure off his back. I would love DeMeco. You there, Ron?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they draft.
Yeah. Sean Payton. I don't know where I don't know. Why are we sleeping on Eric Bieniemy? I don't think we are. It's just is he leaving? You know, like the guy doesn't seem. I mean, I would love to have Eric Bieniemy. I'd take Eric Bieniemy in a millisecond. I think something must be off with Bieniemy. From what I hear, but there's some strange like vibes maybe. Like, does he interview weird? Does he? Is he not head coach material? But he's like so laser focused on doing what he does so well. I don't know. I don't know what it is. No one's sleeping on Bieniemy, Andrew. We're just not hearing his name as frequently, and we're not. I don't know. I mean, I would love it. I just don't know. I mean, I want to interview him. I want to know what is the deal. It seems like there are some people kicking up some like rumors that there's something weird with Bieniemy. I don't know. DeMeco won't stay in division, I promise, says Real Teal. I don't know. You can make that promise, bro, but maybe you're right. You could end up being right, but I don't know that he's gonna say I'm going out of the division. I don't think you think that way when you've got the right opportunity presented to you and the right money's there. The team's a good fit. Cardinals are a good spot. You got the number 3 overall pick. You got a pretty good defense, you know, and I think if you were to use that pick on Bijan, it would be such an attracting spot. And if I was the head coach, I would walk right in and say, Hopkins, you might as well put all the Cardinal stuff back on your social media because we're not trading you. You are like Kyler Murray's, you know, safety net, and we're not trading you. Like, so you can put up a stink if you want. You're gonna play. You're gonna show up. You know, players don't hold out anymore. They lose too much money. And I would draft Bijan, keep Hopkins, and I swear, Ron, I'd either win a championship within 2 or 3 years, or I'd destroy the whole franchise, one or the other. But I swear to you, I would be so aggressive with this roster. I'd be like Miami Mike. I'd be looking to maybe acquire, you know, Aaron Rodgers and trade away Kyler for a defensive player. You know, like I would be doing so many crazy things to try and mix things up. I don't trust Kyler. I don't think Kyler, especially being hurt, is the answer.
Yeah, but how would that? I mean, they just signed him to a huge contract. Would he be easy to get rid of?
Yeah. Real Teal says, I agree. It's a good spot.
And if they were to do that, then could you see it if they were to like say, okay, the head coach comes in, whoever it is, and he's not like big on Kyler, and do they use their third pick on one of the top quarterbacks in the draft?
I mean, we did it when Kingsbury came in, and everybody said it wouldn't happen. Everybody said there's no way they're drafting Kyler Murray. They've got Josh Rosen, and they just drafted Josh Rosen. And then what do? They put their ball. That's what I loved about Kingsbury at the time. Obviously, he didn't grow on me as he started to move forward, but there were some good moments. I mean, the Cardinals were really good at one point during the season last year. I mean, they were the best team in the league. The only undefeated team in 2021 up to like whatever week was it, week 9 or whatever it was. So Kingsbury did some good stuff, but
yeah.
I think so. I don't know what Real Teal saying. Real Teal says, I agree, it's a good spot. Arizona, he's referring to, but we won't let him go within the same division. What do you mean you won't let him go? You don't have control over where he wants to go. You think Shanahan says, hey, I'm not letting you go to another team. I'm not letting you. He'll go wherever he wants. That doesn't matter. I don't trust Kyler unless I don't trust Kyler either. Give too much power to Kyler saying he's picking the head coach. He's not picking the head coach. He gets a say on the head coach. I think that's more so like, hey, Kyler, we're going to tell you in advance. You know, you're going to get the email ahead of time. We're going to BCC you on an email, and you're going to find out who the head coach. They're not letting Kyler decide the head coach. We got some funny comments in here tonight. Cardinals were undefeated until week 10 or 11, but they fell off a cliff. We fell off a cliff. Kingsbury is what we fell off, bro. Who was better in Alabama, Tua or Bryce? Tua was a good college quarterback, but I like Bryce Young, bro. At the end of the day, I don't really care about college. I care about the NFL. And as long as Bryce Young doesn't come in so much shorter than projected, like some, I forget who was it that was saying that in our live streaming when I was in California, when I was live streaming in California, saying that he was going to come in at 5'10". Who was that? Who said that, guys? Do you remember? He told me, I'll bet you, Smitty, he's going to come in at 5'10". I'm like, bro, he's listed at 6 foot. Like, you think he's going to come in at 5'10"? If Lamar leaves Baltimore, I'd be calling them quick to offer them Kyler and a deal. Yeah, there could be some kind of 2 different trades take place. Acquire Kyler, trade Lamar, sign it, franchise tag him and trade him. I don't think Lamar wants to stay, but Baltimore could say we're not trading you. We're going to franchise tag you, sign your tender, and he could say no. But doesn't Lamar feel like the kind of guy, though, Ron, that would maybe not sign his tender and hold out a whole year? Like, doesn't he feel like that kind of player? He doesn't have an agent. His mom's his agent. Like, he does everything a little different.
I mean, realistically, he can come out and say, well, my knee doesn't feel right. I just, my knee's still messed up.
Yeah.
We could do it that way without technically holding out and, kind of like what we thought Debo was doing.
Yeah. And Peanut Butter and Waiver says Kyler is very tradable. I think any quarterback that's top 10 capable, and Kyler is, I admit Kyler's got top 10 quarterback potential. I just don't think he's ever going to be a top 5 guy. I also think he's never going to win us a championship here in Arizona. So for me, while another team like Carolina wouldn't that be amazing if the Cardinals could get the Carolina top 10, what pick do they have? They have 9. Is it 9? Let me see. If I don't know if this would be the value of Kyler, but the Panthers pick at 9. It'd be so amazing if we could have 3 and 9 and get rid of Kyler. And I just don't know if Stroud. I think the Bears will probably end up trading their pick to somebody, and maybe the Cardinals move up by giving up like a second rounder or something like that. But if the Cardinals could get Bryce Young or Stroud and then take Bijan with this 9 pick, that's the kind of stuff I would do. I would be so aggressive. I'd get D'Amico. I'd be super aggressive and just change it up, mix it up. It's not working, but we've got a lot of good pieces in place. Kyler's not one of them, in my opinion. Unless we grab Bijan and we ground and pound, and Kyler just kind of game manages with the ability to escape and cause defenses a lot of chaos. I like that. Kyler's good at scrambling, but he's coming off an ACL tear, so tough to know how mobile he's going to be this first year back. He's a smaller guy, so a lot of times ACL tears are a little bit better on lighter players because there's less weight on the knee. So maybe he recovers fairly well, but they're not going to want him scrambling all over his first year back. Look at Joe Burrow. Didn't really run at all his first year back, and now he's running for like 25, 35 yards a game. But Joe Burrow's becoming a mini running quarterback, like a pretty decent running quarterback. He'll have 300 yards a season, 4 to 6 touchdowns on the ground. I think he had 5 or 6 touchdowns this year, and like 200. If I'm off the top of my head, it's like 240 or something like that. He ran for. I think he could easily run for 300 plus. Sean says, "Are you a Cards fan?" Yeah, I'm in Arizona, so of course I'm a Cardinal fan. I'm a pessimistic Cardinal fan right now because I don't think we should have gave Kyler Murray that big contract. And the Cardinals said they weren't going to give it to him, and they didn't stick true to their word. They're like, we're going to make him earn it. He didn't earn anything. They basically gave it to him like the next couple months later. And I believed them when they said we're going to make him earn.
That was the old GM, and hopefully the new GM you got, I don't know much about him, but hopefully he's like, we're not doing it the old way, and he puts his own mark on the team and moves forward and makes some major changes and works with the new coach that is there that they hire in, and pretty much revamps because the old way didn't work.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but. Back to this Tucker. Have you seen any film or watched any of this Sean Tucker, Moon Man number 9, Ron Navy?
I've seen a little bit of him, not a whole bunch, but what I did see of him, I was fairly impressed with him. He's
like a little truck, but compact. He's no small.
They don't show much of Syracuse playing on TV or anything, so it's kind of hard to, if you don't see them. But I did see him a couple times.
Yeah. He's good, bro. So anybody that doesn't know, Moon Man number 7.
The one I'm looking for,
you what?
The one I'm looking forward to coming out. The one I'm looking forward to coming out is it Wagner from Michigan?
Yeah.
Is it Wagner? Yeah. That boy can run.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when he comes out.
You mean Corum, right? You mean Corum, or are you talking about Blake Corum? If you're saying Michigan,
Huh?
are you talking about Blake Corum from
No,
Michigan?
no, not Widener. Edwards.
Oh,
No, Edwards.
Donovan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think isn't he like isn't he going to be a sophomore or junior this year coming up?
Yeah, I think he's a sophomore. But Corum went back to school,
Kind of.
and I don't like Corum. I don't think he'll translate. But
Edwards is who I was thinking.
Yeah, Sean Tucker is going to be a trucker of a running back. So get ready, buckle up. He's gonna kind of be the new Kenneth Walker for us. Not necessarily the same style, but
All right.
he's just gonna be like a afterthought to a lot of people. So, but he's a track star, 55, 100 and 200 meter champion. And when he runs his 40 and he runs like a 4.340, maybe below that, teams are going to start talking him up. We're going to hear a whole lot of buzz about him because he's not one of those guys where like no one really knows him and then he runs the fastest 40 time and then everybody starts talking about him. You know, and those players never work out. It's like, who's the best wide receiver? It's XYZ. And then this guy comes out of nowhere, runs the fastest 40 time, and all of a sudden he gets thrown into the group. Like, well, we got to include him. He's the fastest guy. It's not like that. He'll be the fastest guy, but like teams are already excited about him. And he's like a beefy version of CEH.
But now, hopefully he'll go to a team that's not running back by committee or something like that, and he can pop up and eventually take over a number one spot. He could get good value.
Yeah, he could fall into that just because any running back can once you start getting into the second round, which is why Bijan's so protected into his draft value walking into this draft because he's going in the top 12. So he's not at risk of going to the Colts because they're not going to do that. You have JT, you're not going to waste that pick. You're not going to see him go to. He's not going. I mean, you never know. I guess he could go to the Texans, but they're not taking him at 2. They'd have to trade down and then take him. Panthers, Falcons. Even though we love Algier, the Falcons could toy around with the idea. I mean, I love Algier as much as you guys. You know, he's a big sleeper of ours earlier on. But like, if you have a chance to get Bijan, I mean, it's a whole different class. So. Massive concern though. You can be successful in NFL at that size. You guys talking about for the AZ fans, week 12, Gerald Everett 2 points for the win, says Sean. Okay. Anyway, so Bijan's a top 12 pick here. Gibbs, I imagine, goes in the 20s. I think Gibbs goes in the 20s. Charbonnet could climb into the running back 2, 3, 4. We don't really know where teams value him yet. But Gibbs, I'm pretty confident Gibbs will be the second RB off the board. And I'm pretty confident he's going to go in the 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 range. The only teams that need a running back right there, if we dig a little bit earlier into the draft, 19, Tampa Bay. Hopefully they don't. We love Rachaad White. I'm just saying that I could see them, toying around with a Gibbs. I don't think they do it, but looking at these teams, there's teams that won't take an RB, and there's teams you're not 100% sure. Like Detroit at 18, they love to run, man. I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I don't think they'll take an RB there. Pittsburgh's not taking an RB at 17. Washington's probably not at 16. Green Bay's not. They got Dillon. Aaron Jones may get cut, and we'll see what happens there. So nothing above that. Gibbs ain't going anywhere up that high. Gibbs going in the 26 to New York, the Giants, if they don't retain Barkley, and Barkley, in free agency walks and goes somewhere else, which I think he'll test the free agency waters, but will he return? I don't know. Dallas, if they don't franchise tag Tony Pollard, I think Dallas could take Gibbs. Buffalo could take Gibbs. Hopefully they take Gibbs. Buffalo would be phenomenal at 28. KC could take an RB. Denver won't. Philly could at 31. Cincy could at 32. With Mixon getting older. Depending on how effective or ineffective he looks in the coming weeks. But I don't know. I'm excited, man. I love NFL draft season. I love smoke season with our Brady board. I love bold predictions.
The Moon Men, dropping loads and out.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis and.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's take a couple phone calls.
All right, Smitty, you have a good.
Yeah, you can stay on for a couple calls, but let's take a couple calls and then unless you got to go.
No, that's okay. I gotta go take another Benadryl and call tonight, dude.
All right, man.
I'm gonna say good night.
Take it easy, bro.
We'll talk to you later.
Take it easy and rest up.
All right.
All right, later. Did you address if Cook can be a 3-down back? I did. I think you asked me that in the last show. You might have stepped out. I think he can. Do I think the Buffalo Bills will enable him to be? I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on it. Could I see him drafted Tucker? Yeah, I could. So I don't know. They always seem to they seem to draft RBs that are mediocre to good. And I'm not trying to rip on Cook, but he's no top 5. He's no top 5 to 10 running back in my opinion. He could be borderline 10, 12, 14 fantasy football RB. Maybe 9 to 14. Like in that offense, if they used him properly, he could probably breach top 8. But it would be because the offense, not so much because of him. I like him, but he's not top 8 talent wise. But that situation's gold if they use the RB right. Isaac asked you. I missed it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Travis. Phone lines are open. Let's take one call. And then we'll jump out of here. Smitty, are you drafting Tucker and where am I drafting Tucker in redraft leagues? It's too early to know because we want to get away with what we can get away with. I would say right now, no one's like, he's probably going 10 round 10. Like no one knows who he is. You know, the average fantasy football layman, the magazine drafter, or even somebody a little bit above magazine drafting level, they don't really know who Tucker is. So he'd be like a 9th or 10th round pick. Where's KK? I don't know. KK, I believe, won the Cooper Cup League. So KK will be getting, I believe it was the Tyreek Hill helmet autograph Grant was surrendering. I just needed to confirm that KK did, in fact, win. And I've been so busy, I tried to see if anybody else could confirm it for me through the standings and just make sure that it counted the last couple of weeks and it wasn't doing that whole thing that the other platform was doing where it stopped calculating total points at week 14. And then we think we have a total there when it really didn't tabulate it. So if anybody can confirm that, I think KK won the Cooper Cup League. So congratulations, KK.
To the moon.
I forget who won the Tate Grants Tomlinson. If someone, I think I asked in there. Let me open that up and see who won that. Tate Grants Tomlinson League. I thought Rockout won it, but Rockout may have lost it right at the end or something. But it was a close battle. I think Rockout was very, very close. But Tate Grants Tomlinson, in the chat, I asked who won, and I haven't got a confirmation yet. I tasked somebody else to calculate all the points because they stopped calculating points at a certain level. But who is it that won? Rock Out. I mean, I'm not sure. Rock Out. I mean, someone in the conversation there said you won in the chat group. But then I don't know if they corrected it. So Rock Out, I don't know if you won. Less people know and less drafting in mocks. Smitty had Javonte, Chase, and Burrow last year. Hope I can get Bijan in there this year. Yeah, Sean, I hope you do too, man. I love it. And then now, just for anybody just joining us, Tucker, Sean Tucker, rookie running back, Syracuse Orange. The 4th running back, probably the last rookie running back on the Moon Man list. I don't want to crowd it up with every rookie. I want it to mean something. And these 4 running backs, especially the last 2, Zach Charbonnet and Sean Tucker. Zach Charbonnet and Sean Tucker, I want it to mean something that we added 2 extra rookies to Gibbs and Bijan. I don't want it to look like we just throw every rookie on there, so I'm going to probably cap it at the 4 RBs and the 2 very underrated. Nobody's got them 3 and 4, but your boy Smitty and the Fantasy Football Show here and all of us. But yes, we've got our Moon Man list. 4 running backs. Sean Tucker's on the list.
The Moon Man, dropping loads in outer space.
Roger, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
I want to, I have Gibbs over Big John in PPR.
I mean, there's an argument to be made. I mean, Gibbs is really good, bro. In the right spot, he could be the number 1 RB. In the right spot, Charbonnet. Any one of our 4 rookie moon men could be the number 1 RB. I mean, they're all amazing, bro.
I just feel like he's going to get like 80 receptions.
He could, but where does he go? Does he go to Buffalo? Does he go to the Eagles? Imagine Gibbs in an Eagle uniform. I'd love that. He'd be arguably the 1.1 for sure.
Yeah, I just think he's going to be a PPR machine.
Yeah,
he's like Kamara.
Yeah, he is. He plays like him, looks like him, like in terms of stature and style. Catches the football like him. He's a little taller version, or seems like a little bit taller version of it. Do you like Charbonnet and Tucker, the other 2 moon men?
Oh, hell yeah. So Charbonnet's going to be a beast.
Yeah.
I like him too. Yeah. I like all your moon men. I feel kind of, I don't know. I don't like the fact that the Jets got Hackett. You know? It kind of worries me.
Yeah, I agree.
Because look what he did with Denver.
Hackett wasn't the best signing, but maybe it leads to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I love the fact that Bengals fired back. So I'm a Bengals fan. But that sounds pretty cool.
Didn't catch that last one. Can you repeat, Roger? Over and out.
All right, Smitty. I just wanted to chime in and say that I love Gibbs this year. I really think he's going to be the number 1 RB rookie running back.
Yeah. All right, Roger. Hey, appreciate you, Roger, calling in.
All right, Smitty. You know how I feel about you, buddy.
Call in anytime. Roger, over and out.
All right. Thank you.
Later. Sounds like he's on a CB. Roger, over and out. Is that why I named him Roger? Maybe his name's not even Roger, but I named him Roger, over and out. You guys are amazing. I swear. It's like just the kind of content that gets created just from you guys showing up. Sound like the guy's talking on a CB. Sound like he was talking on a CB into a speaker into the phone. But I love it, Roger. Don't change it. We don't want you to change it for anything. That's what we prefer. We prefer you just the way you are. My buddy is a radio personality and beat reporter for the Birds. East Coast Taddy said. He said the organization doesn't value the RB position above the 3rd round and that they have a lot of holes to fill this offseason. You could be right because they do very rarely address the position. However, that could be the way they've been looking at it. So, I think we'll definitely see whether that changes or not. Do I have socials? Says Sean. I sure do, buddy boy. I sure do. I've got a content site as well, thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'm headbutting it right now. Get on over there and get your year-round fantasy football bowl predictions, trade calculators. Your boy Smitty invented the trade calculator, at least as far as I can tell. The first instant-based trade calculator back in 2003. I've got mock draft simulations coming here shortly as I update the data for that text device. And then you can catch me outside on IG at the Fantasy Football Show, a Tiki-Taki at the Fantasy Football Show. And then don't forget the Dynasty channel, youtube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. That link should be in the description of any video. And merch, absolutely. Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com and you'll see a merch link at the very, very, very top of the site. So get your merch on. We got a lot of merch, bro. Let's see. Let's see if I can get... I don't know why that was doing that. We got a lot of merch, bro. We got the Kenneth Skywalker merch. We've got the Fantasy Football Show merch. We've got the Brees's Pieces apparel. We have the Get Breesed apparel. We got all kinds of merch. Link in the description of the video. Link to the merch is right here. I'll drop it in here for you. There you go, buddy boy. There you go, buddy boy. Go get your merch on. My favorite's the Skywalker. I think the Skywalker merch is to the moon. I'll pin that there. Links pinned in the live chat. Links in the description of any video. Have a day shirt. We can create a have a day shirt. We need to create a Charbonnet shirt at some point too.
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
Oh, we gotta get the timing down better. Hold on.
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
Boom. Boom. Okay, anything else before we leave? Your boy Smitty dropping yet another Moon Man. I gotta buy a Skywalker shirt ASAP. There's all kinds of hoodies, different hoodies, shirts, t-shirts, whatever you can get. You can get the Brees's Pieces or the Skywalker stuff all over. So go get some. Go get you some merch. It's also on the YouTube channel. If you go to my main YouTube, homepage on mobile, you'll see a store, and you can click on any of the merch there. So lots of ways to find the merch. Smitty, if we talk about Charbonnet less and Tucker less, we can get more value. I believe this community can influence. But Logan, what am I supposed to do? Like, you're here, but what about all the other people that need to know about it that watch my channel? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work. I can't just drop a bold prediction and step away. Like, then, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work for me? I can't do that. If I've got a sleeper, I've got to beat a dead horse on it, bro. Otherwise, my people don't hear about it. Only a person in one live stream is going to hear about it. So we're going to beat a dead horse on Tucker. We're going to beat a dead horse on Charbonnet. It's the only way.
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
It's the only way, bro. It's the only way. I wish there was a different way to do it, but there's not. It's not. My content is so that everybody that watches it wins. It's going to influence some people. It's going to influence ADP, but at the end of the day, I have an obligation. I work for all of you, not just you. Who was that? Andrew? Who was it? Logan? I don't just work for you, Logan. I work for everybody in here, and everybody needs to hear it over and over. But I understand what you're saying, but it's not the way it works, unfortunately. But I hear you. And I wish I could do what you're suggesting, because honestly, it affects the draft value for me too. Tucker looks about 43 years old. Let's see how old he is. That'd be hilarious if he was like 27. And I'm like, wait a minute. That'd be hilarious. 21. Woo! Woo! He looks older than me for sure. How many days older do I look than Tucker? He does look like he's running some kind of community college science class. But he's 21. 21, October 25th. Reverend. Hey, maybe the Reverend. I like Tucker the Trucker, but maybe we could start calling him Tucker the Reverend. Reverend Tucker. He does look a little bit like a Reverend. He's going to summon the touchdowns on Sunday. A Reverend. I found a solution. Do the Bijan way like Yusuf and invade chats to talk negative. Well, yeah, like I said earlier, we just get on Fiverr, pay people $5 to just not spread false information. Just go highlight negatives and say, like, you know what, Tucker's 5'10". Hey, Tucker looks like a community college science teacher. These are all facts. We're not doing anything wrong. But you go on Fiverr, we get some people in you know, live streams everywhere on planet Earth and just be like, haven't you seen the picture? Have you heard that the Reverend Tucker's bio photo came out? Google it. There's a rumor that he looks, and we're not saying anything false. We're not saying he is. There's a rumor, and this is true. There's a rumor that he looks older than Smitty. There's a rumor he looks to be 41 years old, and he's trying to pass for a 21-year-old in the NFL. I don't know if it's true. It's a rumor. I heard it. And then everybody starts, you know, devaluing him. Charbonnet, have you heard about Charbonnet? They may have recalled the Charbonnet bubbly. They may have recalled it.
Get Charbonnet. Pop open a nice bottle of Charbonnet.
All right, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. Subscribe if you're new. Congrats to our newest Moon Man.
The Moon Man.
Tucker.
Dropping loads in outer space.
Rookie running back, Syracuse Orange, 5'10", 205-pound track star,
Space Monsters.
Sean Tucker. We salute you, Tucker the Trucker, or otherwise known as Reverend Tucker. It's a mouthful. Peace out. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. I do like McIntosh a lot. He looks pretty good, but he's not a Moon Man. But I do like him. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.